Saint Malachy was a 12th century Irish saint who allegedly had a vision of the future popes of the Catholic Church. He wrote down a series of 112 cryptic phrases that describe each pope from his time until the end of the world. Today, we will explore the origins, content, and interpretations of Saint Malachy's prophecy and examine the evidence for and against its validity. Who was Saint Malachy, and how did he get his prophecy? Saint Malachy was born in 1094 in Armagh, Ireland. He became a priest at the age of 25 and later the Archbishop of Armagh. He was known for his piety, miracles, and reforms of the Irish Church. He also had a close friendship with Saint Bernard of Clairvaux, who wrote his biography and recorded some of his visions and prophecies. One of these prophecies was allegedly given to him in 1139 when he visited Rome to meet Pope Innocent II. While he was there, he had a vision of the future popes, which he wrote down in Latin as a series of short phrases. He gave his manuscript to the Pope, who kept it in the Vatican archives, where it remained hidden until it was discovered and published in 1595 by a Benedictine monk named Arnold Wian. What does the prophecy say, and what does it mean? The prophecy of Saint Malachy has been a subject of fascination and debate for centuries. It consists of 112 phrases, each one describing a pope or an anti-pope, a rival claimant to the papal throne from Celestine II from 1143 to 1144 to the present. The phrases are usually symbolic, referring to the pope's name, birthplace, coat of arms, motto, or deeds. For example, Pope John Paul II's phrase from 1978 to 2005 is De Labore Solis, which means from the labor of the sun. This could be interpreted as a reference to his birth date, May 18, 1920, which was the day of a solar eclipse, or to his extensive travels around the world, or to his efforts to spread the gospel. The last phrase of the prophecy, which allegedly applies to Pope Francis, is Petrus Romanus, which means Peter the Roman. The prophecy also adds a final sentence which reads, "In the final persecution of the Holy Roman Church, there will reign Peter the Roman, who will feed his flock amid many tribulations, after which the seven-hilled city will be destroyed, and the dreadful judge will judge the people." The end. This phrase has been interpreted in various ways by different scholars and commentators. Some have suggested that Pope Francis is not the real Peter the Roman, but a false pope who will be replaced by the true one, who will take the name of Peter II. Others have argued that Pope Francis is indeed the last pope, but that his name refers to his spiritual connection to Saint Peter, the first pope and the patron saint of Rome, rather than to his literal origin. Still, others have claimed that Pope Francis is not the last pope at all, but that there will be more popes after him, and that the prophecy is either incomplete or inaccurate. Pope Francis is the current leader of the Catholic Church and the first pope from the Americas. He was elected in 2013 and has since been known for his compassionate and pro-growth approach to the Church and the world. He has also been a force for change and dialogue within the Church, addressing issues such as clerical sexual abuse, environmental justice, poverty, and migration. However, Pope Francis has also faced many controversies and challenges during his papacy, especially from some conservative Catholics who have criticized his social teachings and his political advocacy. Some of the most controversial decisions he has made include admitting that priests had also sexually abused nuns and promising to do more to prevent and punish such crimes, opposing reforms that would seriously address the problem of clerical sexual abuse of children and vulnerable adults, such as allowing the laicization of abusive priests, establishing an independent tribunal for bishops who cover up abuse, and implementing a zero-tolerance policy. Publishing an encyclical on the environment, Laudato Si argued that climate change is a real and urgent issue, and that human beings have a moral responsibility to care for the earth and people experiencing poverty. Some critics accused him of meddling in scientific and political matters and of promoting a radical environmentalist agenda, advocating for an open-door policy for migrants and refugees within Europe and beyond, and calling for a global compact on migration that respects the dignity and rights of all people on the move. Some critics accused him of being naive and irresponsible and of endangering the security and identity of the host countries. Despite these controversies, Pope Francis has also gained a lot of support and respect from many Catholics and people of other faiths around the world who admire his commitment to peace, justice, and dialogue. The authenticity and reliability of the prophecy have been disputed by many historians and theologians who have pointed out several problems and inconsistencies with it. Some of these are: the prophecy was not mentioned by Saint Bernard of Clairvaux, who was a close friend and biographer of Saint Malachy, and who recorded many of his other visions and prophecies. The prophecy was not known or cited by any other source until it was published in 1595, more than 400 years after Saint Malachy's death. The prophecy seems to be more accurate and detailed for the popes who lived before 1595, and more vague and generic for the ones who lived after. This suggests that it was written or modified by someone who had access to the historical records of the previous popes, but not to the future ones. The prophecy does not match the official list of the popes, as it includes some anti-popes who were not recognized by the Church and omits some legitimate popes who were. The prophecy does not follow a chronological order, as it sometimes skips or repeats some popes or places them in the wrong sequence. The prophecy is based on a numerological system that assigns a number to each pope, from 1 to 112. However, this system is arbitrary and inconsistent, as it does not take into account the different ways of counting the popes, such as the inclusion or exclusion of the anti-popes, the papal resignations, the papal interregnums, or the multiple claimants to the papacy during the Western Schism. The prophecy is open to various interpretations and speculations, as the phrases are often obscure, ambiguous, or symbolic, and can be applied to different aspects of the Pope's lives or personalities. Moreover, some of the phrases have been altered or mistranslated over time, adding to the confusion and uncertainty. If the prophecy is true, and Pope Francis is the last pope, then the world could face a series of cataclysmic events in 2024, according to some interpretations of the prophecy and other related sources. Some of these are: the final persecution of the Church could involve a global war, a religious persecution, a schism, a heresy, an apostasy, or a combination of these. The destruction of Rome, a natural disaster, a nuclear attack, a terrorist strike, or a divine intervention could cause. The appearance of the Antichrist, who could be a political, religious, or spiritual leader who will deceive and oppress the world with his false miracles and doctrines, and who will wage war against the Church and the faithful. However, if the prophecy is false, or if Pope Francis is not the last pope, then the world could continue its course without any major disruptions or changes in 2024. Or it could face other challenges and opportunities that are not related to the prophecy or the papacy. Therefore, it is not possible to say with certainty whether the prophecy is true or not, or whether Pope Francis is the last pope or not. It depends on how one evaluates the historical evidence and the spiritual meaning of the prophecy. However, it is possible to say that, regardless of the prophecy, Pope Francis has been a source of hope and inspiration for many Catholics and people of other faiths around the world who admire his commitment to peace, justice, and dialogue. Saint Malachy's prophecy is a fascinating and controversial topic that has intrigued and divided many people for centuries. It claims to predict the future of the Catholic Church and the world, based on a vision of the future popes that was allegedly given to a 12th century Irish saint. According to the prophecy, the current Pope Francis is the last one on the list, and his reign will coincide with the end of the world in 2024. However, the authenticity and reliability of the prophecy have been questioned and challenged by many historians and theologians who have found several problems and inconsistencies with it. Moreover, the prophecy is open to various interpretations and speculations, as the phrases are often obscure, ambiguous, or symbolic, and can be applied to different aspects of the Pope's lives or personalities. Therefore, the prophecy should not be taken as a definitive or authoritative source of information or guidance, but rather as a subject of curiosity and reflection, and as a reminder of the importance of faith, hope, and love in the face of uncertainty and adversity. And that's it for this video. We hope you enjoyed watching it and learned something new. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of our future videos. We have more amazing videos coming up, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.